Okay, let's do this. Welcome back to the Great Mates podcast. If this is the first time you're listening to us, or the 1000th time you're listening to us, we are a bunch of young Australians who talk about our lives here in Australia and pop culture in real life and on the internet. I'm Josh, and with me on the second episode of season 3, I've got Ben.
What up?
And Nick.
Hello again.
Oh boy. We're back.
Back.
And I'm back.
Now with... Hold on.
Now with what?
Hold on. No, I'm gonna actually do the maths for this. Fuck. Shit. How many of us are there again?
7.
7.
7. Okay, so 1 over 7. So,
Is 16.67%.
now with 16.67% less hair.
Huh?
I was making a joke about being bald.
Ah, yes, yeah. It's been a long time since we've done a proper
What's changed?
episode, and a lot has changed, and...
Remember that music episode that I was meant to do that I just never did? Actually, I should probably finish that at some point. When I have
Yeah,
time.
you probably should.
So you never did that?
No,
I
he
have it.
didn't.
Okay, so I have it. It's in edit, right? And I'm just gonna do like the last bit of editing.
Lazy ass.
I've just been lazy.
You
And
know
then-
I did an episode by myself and edited it in like 3 days.
Look.
My first time
I was
doing
going through
an
some
edit
stuff.
for the
Okay,
podcast.
I was going through shit.
So was I should have been studying.
That's true. Hey man, at least now I'm learning how to use Audition and stuff, so
Ah,
it's gonna be good. I'm
I
gonna try and make
see.
it good quality now. I learned how to do this erasing shit out of like the spectrogram thing. Yeah, I'm talking about that.
Yes.
Sure.
Yes. Audacity. No, that's Audition.
Mm.
You can like check like it's like a weird color thing, like that represents the sound, and you can find where like artifacts of sound are, and you can erase them out of the audio. It's still, it removes that frequency, so like you might remove some frequency of the actual thing you're trying to capture,
Oh, yeah.
but you also remove the actual artifact. So
Yeah.
I mean, you can
Hey.
do that in Audacity as well.
Yes.
really,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I just don't use Audacity. I don't edit enough. I should edit more, but
Mm. Anyway.
oh guys, hold on. It's 11:11 where I am. Make a wish.
No.
Okay, I made a wish.
You're not supposed to say what the wish is, right?
I'm not
Otherwise
going
the
to,
wish is broken.
Yeah, or if one come true. But I
Mm.
made a wish.
Yeah.
I made a wish.
So,
Oh, it is the 1st of April.
I mean, when we're
Oops,
recording
dated
this,
this fucking podcast. Sorry.
I mean, you
Mistakes.
know. Ah, yeah. Classic Great Mates.
Class.
Yeah. So, Ben, tell me why you've lost your hair.
So it's a traditional thing. I say traditional. It's like getting into the nitty-gritty of the culture, but technically it's religious.
Okay.
But most things when it comes to like Desi culture and like rituals and traditions and stuff is tied to religion. I mean, I guess that's the same for most like cultural things.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, it's tied to religion, but I am not religious, so I did it more for the respecting my tradition and respecting my culture kind of aspect of it. And what I did was, it's called a Bartaman. Bartabanda. Something like that. I butchered the pronunciation. But it's like a coming of age, like a rite of passage for men. It's like boys becoming men kind of thing. And I should have done it when I was like younger, but I mean, it doesn't really matter when you do it. Most of my cousins that I know have done it in their late 20s, like before they got married, because it's the thing that you have to do before you get married. Yeah, so my head shaved.
Cool.
So when's your wedding then? If you do this before you get married?
I don't know if it is arranged. I am going to run away. So, I've told my parents this multiple times.
I mean, they might find you someone decent.
Yeah, but I get like told that all the time. But like, there's like you do like a reception for like the woman, and it's like pretty much everybody you know comes, and like every single auntie and uncle was like, "So when are you getting married?" Like, oh, I don't know.
Oh no.
I don't know. Maybe never. Probably never. What? No, but seriously, I was like, I mean, it gets annoying because you're like, well, from my perspective, it's like, well, at the moment, I don't really. That's not in the cards for me at all.
It's not a
haven't even had a
priority
fucking
for
relationship,
you.
so like, hey.
Yeah. No.
Anyway, yes.
I see.
A lot of shit's happened.
Yes, we should probably address that in the time between the finale of season 2 and premiere of season 3. Bin and I actually caught up.
Oh yes.
That was a
cool.
thing.
That was cool.
That we didn't address because we decided to keep it a surprise.
Yeah, it just showed like a lot. What's the word? I feel like you like exude more confidence when I met you. Does that make sense?
Huh.
You seem more confident.
Okay.
Like you sound confident in general, but like I guess maybe because I actually got to see like you physically, like your body structure. Sorry, posture.
Body language and
posture.
whatnot. Yes.
He's imposing.
No, it wasn't imposing. It was just very confident. He kind of carried himself with some pride.
That is years of fake it till you make it, right there.
Fair enough.
I am the embodiment of fake it till you make it.
What do you thought about me?
What are you looking for, Bin?
Validation. I'm just kidding. I mean, of course I'm looking for validation. Ask a question like that.
Yes.
Don't you fucking just turn psychology on me, Jesus Christ.
A lot taller.
Really?
Yes.
Fair enough.
I mean, yeah.
I get that.
What else? Personality-wise, no, not any more. Not any more self-deprecating than you are on the podcast.
It's like my whole humor. Dude, I got called out on that. Actually, that's something we have to get into later. But I got called out on my humor.
Oh boy. Oh dear. But yeah, when did we catch up? When you were in Brisbane?
January. Yeah, I was in Brisbane.
January. Yeah.
Yeah, like a week, and then for a wedding. Oh, dude, that wedding! Like, loved it. But they had it They had the actual ritual, which requires a fire, like a literal fire, in a hall with no air conditioning. And it was in January. It was like this, like midsummer.
Welcome to Queensland summers.
It was so fucking humid. I walked to the freaking. There was like a skate park. It was like 9, 10 o'clock at this point. It was dark.
Yes.
And I remember walking from the community hall that we were at, walking there all the way to the skate park, and like lying down, and this freaking concrete was still hot. Like, the fuck, man.
Yeah, that's Queensland summer for you. It is unforgiving.
Dude, it's like fucking. I died, dude. Like actually, no joke.
Oh dear.
I found the weather in I can't say it now.
Cairns.
Cairns. I found the weather in Cairns more bearable than I found the weather in Brisbane, which is so weird.
I mean, we get the unbearable heat plus.
That's true.
Yeah. But anyway, I took you around my university's CI precinct.
Dude, okay. Can I just say?
Yes.
Queensland University, the ones that you took me to?
Yes.
Fucking massive. Like, they blew my mind. It's so big.
Yeah,
like, I think QUT is, like, It has to be at least 2 times as big as Monash, like Clayton.
In terms of
Just size?
The campus that I took you to, probably.
Yeah. Yeah, it was massive. And then, like, you have the mini village in the inside.
Yes.
Which is, like, so dope.
Yes.
I find that cool.
Is it? And what did you say? The fact that we have a BWS in the village.
Yeah, that's so weird. Hey, like not many. Like, okay, I did notice today when I'm walking out of the Woolies near my uni, there was a BWS as well.
Mm-hmm.
But near the uni, but it's not in the uni.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is technically inside the university.
Ah, yes.
like what?
I mean, you know.
Yeah. I don't think. Yeah, because I know Clayton campus definitely doesn't have any liquor stores in the campus.
Mm-hmm.
Because you don't want fucking uni kids getting mad. You know what uni kids are like. We're all alcoholics.
Yeah.
But like, no.
Yeah, but are there bars on campus?
I think there's a uni bar.
Yeah.
I don't know how good it is. I know there's a uni
UON
bar
had
there.
2, and then they were like, one of them no longer sells alcohol, and it was the one called Bar on the Hill. And we were like, well, that's not a bar.
That's not a bar, dude. What is that? It's like a juice. It's a juice bar.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh dear.
Oh man.
But yeah.
Anyway, Brisbane's insane. Brisbane's South Bank is so much better than Melbourne South Bank. Like 10 times better.
Really?
Yeah,
that's
dude,
true.
it's
We
just
do have
more-
a beach.
It's more pretty and like the man-made pool beach thing.
Mhm.
It was weird but cool. I remember taking a lot of photos there, like a lot. Anyway,
Dear. What else has happened? You've gone back to uni.
me, yes,
Yes.
I have.
Yes.
I mean, uni in quotations. Technically TAFE,
but pathway to uni.
but pathway, uni pathway. It's pretty
Mhm.
good. Doing screen media.
Mm.
I'm gonna become a filmmaker, guys.
Oh.
I'm gonna be a big shot director. I'm just kidding. I do want to work in film, though. So, I mean, I feel like I've talked about this before, haven't I?
Yes.
Me wanting to
Probably.
talk-
Yes, you did. In your one-on-one with me.
Yeah. that's-
Ah, of course.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, now I'm here. I'm actually doing it. It's actually a lot more fun. I'm a lot more sleep deprived. But because of like work, I actually like working on my stuff.
Mhm.
So, and I like looking through all the photos I take because I'm a narcissist like that.
Oh my god. Okay, can we quickly talk about the photos that you took that you put in group chat? What the fuck was that?
You want to actually? We should post some of those.
Oh,
on,
those aren't.
'cause
Yeah, those ones.
Post the ones
They
of,
were
of me because I can do that.
worrying.
It's me.
Yes.
So last week? Oh, it was last week.
Yes, it was last week.
It was exactly last week.
Mhm.
We went into a studio. Our studio is like early in the mornings for photography,
Mhm.
and we were like we're learning to do like dramatic lighting and love lighting and all that kind of stuff. And tutor, because our tutor's pretty relaxed. She's just like, here's the lights, here are the cameras, here are the techniques. Like we go through a little PowerPoint at the start of the class, and then after that we just have like 3.5 hours just to fuck around with the cameras and stuff. And she's like, here are the cameras, here are the lights. Go do what you need to do, right? Like you have an assignment to do. If you want to do that, you can do that. If you want to just take photos and practice, you can do that. Like it's pretty free. It's pretty good. Yeah, if you need help, you ask her. She'll come by. Anyway, it's really good. And last week she brought in a bag of horse masks for some reason. I have no idea why she did it. Just did. And we're like, oh. He's like, if you want to go do the dramatic lighting, go. And I like grabbed the bag of horse masks. And there was like a group of like, how many of us? Like, oh man, like, Jesus Christ! Like oh no, I just realized something, guys.
What?
There's no wrong mic.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, it's okay. Don't worry. Do not panic. I have this.
Okay, we're back. It's good. Don't worry about it. I'll just fix it in post. It's fine. It's not that big of a deal. Anyway, what was I saying? What was I up to?
Horse
much better. My
masks
sound's so much
and
better.
whatnot.
Horse masks. Yes, horse masks. So brought horse masks.
Mhm.
And we, we, I think someone brought in a Woody toy because it was like because we're doing product lighting and like product photography. Like we're learning about product photography, so like she told us to bring in like a colorful toy or a toy to take photos of. And so this guy brought in a Woody. And we were like, at first it started off with like, okay, maybe it's like, you're like Woody's horse and you're being fed, and like it's like at a restaurant or some shit, and like you're being rewarded or some shit. I'm like, okay, cool. And then so it was me in a horse mask, and one of our mates, one of the people helping us in the shoot, he went outside and he just grabbed a ball of grass, and he made a ball of grass and he put it on we've got a plate because our studio is technically a rearranged like house. Not a rearranged house. What's the word? Like a renovated house, essentially.
Okay.
It's been flipped into a studio. And so there's like a little mini kitchen with like plates and stuff. And so we got like a plate, a knife and a fork. And we got like a ball of grass. And we just started taking photos.
Okay.
And it started off as like simple, like, just like, at a horse restaurant, eating grass. Like horses eat grass. We're
Simple,
like, okay.
at a horse restaurant. Yeah, because
Yep.
that makes sense.
Yes, and there was at one point, I don't think I've shared this photo, but there's one photo that I have where there's like literal grass in my horse mouth, and I'm like eating it.
Oh my god.
It's actually great. Anyway, then that idea transitioned to it was a horse date between two horses.
So it got weirder.
And
from
so,
there.
It gets so good. Especially when I get behind the camera. That's when it gets really good. And so we're doing like a romance, like a horse romance, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're almost sending to the group chat #horse love.
Jesus Christ.
Something like it was so great. It was beautiful. Oh my god! Just thinking back, it was like, oh my god! Like, I'm just, dude. I'm sorry. I can't stop thinking about that whole experience. I think there was like a point where like we made it. So we started off as like it was like a normal love shot, I guess, with like it was like love lighting, which is like soft lighting, stuff like that, and like I think it was like warmer colors and stuff like that. We're playing around with that, and then it progressed to because someone saw the Woody that we had put on the table on the plate because we didn't know where else to put it, so we just put it on the plate of grass, and so it changed into like a kind of weirder like Twilight Zone-esque kind of vibe where we're like eating a human being, my horses.
Okay.
And then it like transitioned back to just normal horse love shit. And then it moved to like, what happened after that? Oh yeah, then it moved into like more horror shit. And at that point, I was pretty done with being in a horse mask because it was really hot, so I took it off. And I got behind the camera, and then that's when I started going like, okay, we're going fucking full horror. I say full horror. And we started off taking photos of like a horse serial killer, like a horse mask serial killer. That guy he kills and eats people. Yeah, there's like a bunch of photos of our horse character eating a guy, like the other subject in the photo that I'd sent to the group chat. That's all me, by the way. Most of that is me. Like everything after the horse love stuff is pretty much me. Yeah, I kind of realized my psyche is very strange. Anyway, and like we were like taking photos and stuff, and like we realized that his mane was really wild. So I was like, no, we need to make it like really. We need to make him like a neurotic horse mask murderer. So we like swept his hair, and then it was like a whole thing, and then we ended up from there. We went on to like, I was like, okay, we need to get weirder, and then I got some guy to get a third light and to backlight the horse. No, not a third light. I got one of the other lights because we had two lights. I got one of the lights to get behind the a horse character, and I got other subject to get on his knees and start praying.
Okay.
I took photos of that. It was so great because it's like praying to like his demon horse god, and then finally there was another guy in the room, and he was like, "Oh, it'd be really cool if like there was like a body in the shot." And I was like, "Do you want to be the body?" And he was like, "Yeah, sure, why not?" So I just went and laid down on the ground, and I took some photos. And you can't really see him in the shot, so I might edit it in post.
Okay.
But like you can kind of just see him at the bottom, like at the feet of, at the knees of the praying subject. It's pretty funny.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it was like, man, we have so much fun in photography.
I can tell.
In like a year and a half when you end up in jail, I'm not going to be surprised.
No, it was really funny. Today we did a shoot where it was like, I think it was, what was the show? Oh, and the movie was, I think it was Blue Velvet or something. It was like it's like some romance movie my friend chose from like a while ago. And like, because we have to recreate stills as part of our assignment. From like famous movies. So I did a scene from Blade Runner. I forgot the name of the replicant. What's her name in the movie? You know what I'm talking? Have you guys seen Blade Runner?
Yes.
It's the one that it's like she has like the memories of Tyrell's niece or something, and like it like Deckard like confronts her in her apartment. She's like the main. She's like one of the main characters. How do I forget her name? Jesus. And she's like, do you know what I'm talking about?
Not really.
Okay, well, that doesn't matter. There's a scene where she's stage left, and there's like lights. There's like a light on her face. It's a natural, quote unquote natural, like daylight kind of lighting on her face, side lighting, but it's really harsh in comparison to like what daylight is usually like. So I tried to recreate that. I kind of failed, but again, I can fix most of it in post. So I did that, and then my other friend, we created this scene where it's like, I was wearing a wig for this shoot. It was really funny. And like we were like, it was me and my mate, and yeah, we're like recreating this scene where like, it's like this guy, he's having an affair with this girl, and they're like having an intimate moment when the guy's wife enters the room, and it's like, or whoever his partner was at the time. I can't remember. I haven't seen the movie, but this is what is explained to me. So we're meant to look both lovingly. We're meant to both look like a moment of love, but also like it was a moment of shock as well. I'm like, what the fuck? Okay, I'll try. It's a weird shoot, man. Today was weird. We had people doing Pulp Fiction in the other, like on the other side of the room.
Oh.
Anyway, we had some guys doing Whiplash, like the one of the scenes where like, what's his name? The actor who's like he's the
Miles
conductor.
Teller. Oh no.
Yes. No. He's a conductor in Whiplash.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
it's like that. It's like the conducting montage, and he does like they did like that. It was good, man, dude. Like, oh, man, everyone's so talented in my class, and I love it. Yeah, it was pretty good. It's pretty dope. Yeah, I really do. I'm legit like I love what I'm doing now, because like, just man, I've been going through some shit. Like I was going through some shit, but now I'm doing this, and a lot of like my problems have just they've yeeted themselves out the window.
Jesus Christ!
For the most part, like, I still have quote unquote moments, but like for the most part, it's what I'm doing is I really enjoy what I'm doing. It's a lot of fun. It's really weird, but I love that. That's what I love about it. It's like everybody in my class is just weird, and it's amazing. And there's so many weebs in my class too. Anyway, yeah, no, I was like surprised at the amount of people who like watch anime in my class. I was like, huh. Usually I'm the weeb, but no, there's like 3 or 4 of us. Anyway,
Okay. Huh.
Nick, what's up with you?
I was just gonna say, because you're talking about anime, there was a teacher in what I call the babysit class. She put on
The babysit class. That's great.
Well, the last 2 weeks I've just sat there and read comic books. But all I've got to do is sit there, make sure the kids don't kill each other, and wait an hour till they can actually leave the school grounds.
Oh my god.
So I call it the babysit class, because I'm pretty much just babysitting.
Right.
So a teacher put on Howl's Moving Castle, maybe? Spirited Away? One of those.
Okay.
And then someone was like, what is this? And then she tried to explain anime to them. And clearly she had no idea quite what anime was either.
No.
Oh, no.
Oh no.
And
Just literally, it's just Chinese cartoons, okay?
Not... Oh, dear.
also, I read a thing today saying it was this weird-ass post, but it pretty much... One of the points boiled down to anime was created in the 1980s. And I was like, no, that's not right either.
That's earlier than that, wasn't it? It was like the...
Oh, you could technically...
It's like the 20s, wasn't it? It's like...
Yeah, you could technically go back to the start of Japanese filmmaking, really.
Film, yeah. Cinema. I mean, because I think the first things that like really came out on screens was animation in general, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Anyway, that's a different conversation.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, even 1960s Astro Boy and Kimber the White Lion are both pre the 80s.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it wasn't Astro Boy like a lot older. The manga was a lot older. I know that.
Well, yeah, it was probably 50s,
dude. Okay, sorry.
late 50s maybe, but yeah.
The mangaka of Astro Boy, what is his name? He penned another kind of, I mean, it's worse. Manga called Dororo.
Oh yeah,
Dororo or Dororo, something like that. And recently it got a 2019 or 2018 adaptation, and it's so like way better. It's way better than the actual manga, because like the manga's like it kind of, the art style. I mean, it's Astro Boy's art style, so like, but the world and like the setting is meant to be really dark and gritty, but it's not. And there's I don't know, there's a lot of tonal inconsistencies and like in the manga, but then the anime just like fucking yeets the fucking the art style out the window, and they make the show really dark, and they make the show like really like tonally perfect, and it's a really good adaptation of that work, and I highly recommend people go watch Dororo. Yes, Dororo. It is Dororo.
It has way too many syllables.
Dororo. I was thinking of Dorara, because that's a thing that actually exists.
Ah, I see.
That's a mafia, like a supernatural mafia. Not mafia, it's like gangs. I don't know. I haven't watched Dorara. Go watch Bacana, it's way better. Anyway, you were saying.
There's also some weeb kid. Well, no, he's not really a weeb kid. He's clearly quite autistic. And
no, that's sad, dude. What?
Well, why is that sad?
No, like calling him the weeb kid is kind of sad.
Well, all he talks about is fucking Japan. Which
okay,
but also if you know, like I call it the three things, which is where people on the spectrum just get obsessed with like 3 to 5 things.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah,
and clearly 2 of his are Japan and Christianity. Which
okay,
is he a Christian?
Yeah. Talking with other teachers and that, pretty much we've just figured out that his parents are fairly, like not super religious, but because he's become obsessed with it, he just takes it to a whole nother fashion. So much so where he'll like stop class and be like, "Mum said I can't learn about this."
Oh, okay.
And like he just refuses to listen in science class, and the teacher's like, "This has got nothing to do with creation or evolution. All I'm saying is that if you push something, it moves." He's like, "No, Mum said I can't learn science because it's against." So he's just kind of taken stuff and twisted it, and it's kind of sad.
Okay, that's actually sad.
Yeah. Like he's a nice enough kid, but I remember he was...
Is his parents the kind of parents that like don't let their kids watch Harry Potter?
Maybe, but I also think that he's definitely like taken it and twisted it into...
Yeah, I think he's probably
that
done
happened,
that
man.
himself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there
I'm
was...
cold.
Because I wouldn't mind going to Japan, and I've been kind of thinking about it for almost a year now, trying to like plan stuff and that. So to try to be friendly, I was talking to him about it and stuff. So he kind of the next week he was trying to talk to me about stuff, and him liking anime. He was like, "Oh, there's this anime and there's blah blah blah," and clearly he just
Anime's
like
cool.
kind of gets an idea about it, but doesn't quite
Doesn't know what it is.
doesn't quite know enough about stuff, and because of some walls either his parents or himself have put up, he doesn't quite understand stuff. So whatever, but he was talking about something, and he was like,
Dude,
and then he just
send him,
he's just
send
like
him-
talking
dude, send him my way.
normal volume, normal speech pattern, and then he just like stops, leans in, and goes, "Some animes have supernatural themes," and I'm like, oh, yeah,
dear.
this could be a...
That's like
I
every
don't-
single anime, dude. What are you talking
Yeah.
about? Have you watched?
Or like,
anime?
stuff like paranormal and demons, and I'm like,
Yes.
well, I mean,
Oh, dude.
that
One of them.
that
Well,
takes
yeah,
out
go.
Dragon Ball for one.
I mean, he becomes a god. Like he
And there's
Literally
literally a
becomes-
character
God,
called
so, like,
Satan.
Yes. Yes.
I mean, is it? Wait, in Dragon Ball?
Yes.
You're right. No, you're right.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Oh my God.
In what's his name in English?
Who?
Because for the TV show they translated it so it wasn't Satan.
Yeah, because it was probably like a 4Kids dub or something.
Yeah, it was-
I'm looking him up right now.
Funimation or something.
Mr. Satan.
Mr. Satan.
Also known as Hercule. He's Hercule.
Oh, he's Hercule.
Yeah, or Hercule, whatever his name is.
Hercule. Yeah.
Hercule.
But because it wasn't translated, like it wasn't changed in the manga.
Mhm.
So because I've mostly read
His
the
name's
manga.
Mr.
Mr.
Satan,
Satan.
Yeah, Mr. Satan.
Great.
It's very formal.
God bless.
Then I've been
Mr.
putting off
Satan.
doing studying because I hit a roadblock and I'm like, no, that's it. I can't do a study. Playing Star Trek Online and getting way too into that. Going to my placement and teaching and enjoying that.
Oh, yeah.
And binging TV shows way too fast.
Yeah,
We'll get
that's what we should be
we'll
doing.
get on some of that, but let's go back to this Dororo thing that you were talking about. What the fuck is
Dororo.
this?
How about it?
Let me quickly read the first paragraph of this plot from Wiki. So
Wait, hold on. Are you reading the manga
yeah,
plot? Or are you reading the anime plot? I mean, it's the same
yes,
thing.
Yeah,
What am I
the
saying?
manga plot. So Dororo revolves around a ronin named Hyakimaru and a young orphan thief named Dororo during the Sengoku period. The ronin was born malformed, limbless, and without facial features or internal organs, so a blob. This was the result of his birth father Daimyo Kagemitsu Daigo forging a pact with 48 sealed demons, or 12 in the anime, so that he might rule the land and increase its wealth and prosperity. In return, he promised the demons that anything that they want will belong to him. Okay. Oh.
What?
Okay.
That doesn't make
No,
sense.
this last sentence doesn't make sense at all. So he's made a pact with demons, as you do, to become the daimyo. Okay. Yeah, that's
In the anime, it's way better because in the anime, his like the daimyo's like lands are just really like they're going through like a famine, and so he makes this deal with these demons
Yes.
to essentially they take parts of his son in order to give him power and like prosperity on his lands and stuff. And like in the anime, like it's creepiest. Like when he's born, when Hakimaru is born, Hyakimaru.
Yeah.
When Hyakimaru is born, he looks so gross. Like I think he's literally just like muscle and bones. And like, hold on, I'll show you.
well. It
I will
says here.
send a
Okay,
photo.
so the ronin was born malformed, limbless. So I assume just a torso, without a face.
I'll show you what I mean. No. I'll show you. It's like creepy
Like
as
a
fuck
Mr.
in the
Blobby.
anime. I'm gonna send it to the
Without
Discord, and
eyes
you'll understand
and a
what I'm
mouth.
talking about. Have you seen it?
That's not that. What? Hang on.
Have you seen it? Hold on, I'm adding it to the fucking chat.
Now I want a Mr. Blobby anime.
Oh,
I
God.
don't know
Mr.
how that
Blobby.
would work.
Would you want to do that in the style of Jesus and Buddha? The Adventures of
Blobby
Jesus and
anime.
Buddha?
Yeah, maybe.
There's already a Blobby anime, dude. It's called That Time I Was Reincarnated as a Slime. Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, but it's not Mr. Blobby.
What do you mean, Mr. Blobby?
Do you not know Mr. Blobby?
No, I actually
Oh,
don't.
it's a very-
mate.
It's probably one of the worst exports of the UK ever.
I don't understand
God.
how they,
Got away with it,
yeah.
and how they
Got
actually had a
away
theme
with it.
park.
Mm.
Well, they had to think, what?
Yeah.
What? How?
Because
I don't wanna-
people have money.
Oh my god. I can't send the photo.
Is it too big?
No, it saves as a HTML, not a JPEG.
Ah.
It's okay. I'll send you the link for it because it is creepy as fuck. In my opinion, it's just really sad also because the demons literally just take everything from the baby
Oh.
except for his you'll see. Click on that image.
Uh-huh.
Do it. Do it.
Keep at it.
See it? See what I mean?
Hang on.
Oh, okay. Like a bowling ball.
Yeah.
Ah, I see. It's like Wilson.
Yeah, he's just like bones. He's literally just bones and like some muscle.
It's like a cute coconut.
Yeah. He's not a cute coconut. He's not a cute coconut. He's a terrifying horror baby
Well,
that gets left to die,
Mhm.
and then somehow there's like a lot of characters get like just rewritten to be better.
I see.
Just in general, like the person who finds him and like gives him a lot of prosthetics and stuff
Mhm.
is like, I think he's like an ex-war, like he's like an ex-soldier or ex-general or something like that. Anyway, there's like a whole like thing. I don't want to get into too much of it because I'll ruin it. But it's essentially Robo Samurai. No, essentially vintage Robo Samurai and Little Thief go on an adventure to kill demons.
Oh,
That's about it.
okay.
It's pretty good.
Hmm.
Anyway,
TV shows. Lots and lots
Yes.
of television shows have
I've watched a lot.
dropped.
We already
Nick
went
and-
through Good Place.
We went through Good Place.
I wasn't there for that. I'm sad. Sorry, guys.
Damn you.
Can I just get off some thoughts though?
Sure.
Just like real quick before we move on. Season 3,
Mhm.
amazing. The ending, I cried.
Oh,
I
mate.
bawled. I bawled. I bawled.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And then I'm like eager to see how they can keep this. I mean, obviously we know how it's going to keep going.
Mhm.
But I'm just so amazed at like the writing team, how they're able to write themselves out of seemingly like impossible situations where like, okay, I think,
I do think they do a lot of
I don't know if
backwards
you-
writing.
Oh yeah, they do.
yeah, there's like a lot of stuff where like, I don't know, man. There's just a lot of stuff where like you think they've backed themselves into a corner, but they really haven't, and you're just like, what? How is this still happening?
Mhm.
And look, the writing's just fucking great. The acting is phenomenal. It's such a good show.
Bless.
Anyway, moving on.
And as well, hang on. What's today? When this episode is going to be released, Kim's Convenience Season 3 should be available on Netflix for us. Which means we shall all watch it for the very first time.
Yes.
Yes.
The very first
That
time.
is how that is working.
Yes.
Actually, I mean, for me, it will be.
It
I don't
will
know
be.
about you
I mean,
guys.
it for me, it will be the very first time that I'll be watching it.
How people have
That was
been
just me.
tweeting
That
their
was just me being
reactions to
allergic
it,
to
no one
bullshit.
will know.
I don't know. I just have a lot of money and I fly into Canadian territory every week.
It's called a VPN, okay? We get it. Jeez.
No.
No. It's many international flights.
Yes, I rake up those miles. I'm a bloody platinum member now.
Yeah, okay, sure.
Every week,
Right.
I fly up to Vancouver to watch the show and then fly back. Easy.
At the end of the day, like, one of two things. We all know that you're gonna rewatch.
Yeah, I'll be rewatching seasons 1 and 2 again.
Multiple times. Yeah, I'm probably gonna do the same. I'm probably gonna binge all the seasons and then finish season. Is it 3, 4?
3,
4?
3, dear.
3.
Although 4 has been greenlit already, so they are, I believe, filming it right now.
Praise, man. Canadian TV, it's a whole other level.
Oh,
man.
yes.
So good. Anyway, what was I saying? Right. But like, you're supporting the show.
Mm-hmm.
You're talking about it, which is like one of the biggest things you can
Yes.
do when it comes to shows.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, like, I just wish we had better simulcast in Australia, like in general.
We're
Yeah.
pretty
Like
good.
the only things that really, in my opinion, like a good simulcast is anime and like some K-drama.
Yeah.
That's about it.
Even the K-drama is also a bit of a stretch, though.
Yeah. We need how do we not have better simulcast for US shows? Like,
It's called Foxtel.
fuck you. Fox.
But
Actually, I mean, Stan might have. Does Stan have simulcast? I don't think they do.
as close to simulcast as they can.
I mean, like tempted to get Stan. So many good shows on that show.
But yeah, I mean, like I'm pretty sure International Kimbits weren't really holding out for an April 3rd release, which is really good. Let's be honest. But yeah,
you're talking about the show. You're building hype for the show for people who don't want to,
what?
Rack up freaking fly points.
Yes.
And like, I mean, like in my opinion, it's a necessary evil in my opinion for people who are international viewers. I used to do it a lot when I was poor and watched anime. I'm sorry. I also racked up the freaking fly points back in the day.
I see you're one of us.
Yes, but like, I mean, obviously now I have money, so I say that like it's more expensive to fly than it is to,
yes.
Now I actually own. I have a Crunchyroll, Netflix. I used to have Anime Lab. I should probably renew that. Subscriptions. I'm thinking about getting Amazon Prime because they actually have a lot of good anime.
Okay.
They have a lot of good anime. But like the point being is like, fuck.
You were saying it's a necessary evil because
It's necessary evil because in my personal opinion, if you're not simulcasting it, and then one of the biggest things a lot of now, especially nowadays, it's big in the anime community. It's big in most communities now.
Yeah,
is talking about the show. I mean, it's always been big, but now that we have social media, we can talk about it on a much larger scale. And like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah, because like one of the main reasons why I visit r/anime is just the weekly discussions of each new show that's come out each week, because each new episode of a new show that I've been watching, because it's just so much fun to like take part in that discussion.
Yeah.
And the good thing is that like you build up hype for that show, and it really does bolster a community. Like you really do feel like you're part of a community, and like I mean that's just something that's just everyone wants. You know?
Yeah.
It's anyway. I think it's a necessary evil to like do that, especially because we internationals.
Yes, and like
rip.
I fly up to Canada every week because it's very difficult to scroll past spoilers, especially on Twitter. And like Simu, Paul, and Andrew, they also put it on their story, so you're gonna get spoiled regardless.
Yeah, exactly.
So you might as well live in the moment, and rack up those frequent flyer points.
Here's to hoping season 4 gets a simulcast.
Lord, please.
Please. Because that's like the biggest thing about TV shows. Like, we want to talk about TV shows. Especially nowadays.
Yeah.
So, simulcast, I feel like simulcast, if you're gonna... Okay. Coming at it from like a marketing perspective now.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to appeal to people who watch TV...
Mm-hmm.
Watch TV anymore. Anyway, if you want to appeal to new, like, potential... I guess viewers and to gain a bigger audience, or even subscriptions, Netflix or Amazon or whatever, appeal to bring on more simulcast and make it more frequent, because simulcast, especially for international viewers, that's like one of the most important things, because all the shows are made in the Americas for the most part. All the good ones are made in the Americas, with the exception of like a few, but even then, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I don't know. It's just that's what I think is a good way to grow a platform, is to really push simulcast. It's why Crunchyroll, in my opinion, Crunchyroll is one of the most popular anime sites, because they really do push hard on simulcasting. They try and get the anime the day it gets released in Japan. I think it's like within like 1 or 2 hours they get the subtitling done and like just post it. It's like, it's ridiculous how short the time is in between it airing in Japan and then it airing on Crunchyroll. Anyway,
but yeah,
they do have a big subtitling team, like a big translating team, from what I've heard. So
okay.
I mean, they would have to. Anyway,
but yeah.
Point being is, like, that's one of the reasons why I love Crunchyroll, because like every week I tune in, I watch the new, like, the latest episode of whatever big anime's out. Like, for example, right now, Rising of the Shield Hero is pretty big, so I watch that anime, and then when I finish it, I go into r/anime, and there's already a discussion post about it, and I just go around reading the comments and adding my own thoughts, and like, it's just, it builds a community, and once you build a solid audience, then you literally, we're cash cows. Like, we're literally cash cows at that point.
Take
like,
my money and run.
Exactly. Come on, capitalism at its finest. Come on.
God.
Come on. Sorry.
But yeah, traveling up and down Canada every week, and I can tell you, and I'm not going to spoil it, but this season is good, and I cannot wait for the season finale.
When's it ending?
Officially, season 2 finale is the 2nd of April, Canada time, and then it drops on Netflix, Australia, US, and UK on the 3rd.
That's insane. That's actually really fast. Yo.
Yeah. So, yeah.
That's an insane turnaround. What the fuck? It's usually a month, like 2 months.
Yeah, no.
Minimum.
Literally, when they announced the release date last week, yeah, that was a real surprise. But it's going to be good. It means I can, as I've said before, finally watch it for the first time.
I mean, if fucking Good Place can do same day release.
Yes.
Yeah, but to be fair, the Good Place is like NBC.
Yeah, and
like
NBC holds more clout
money
than CBC.
But at the same time,
yeah, but
simulcasting. I think.
Wouldn't you think it would be the other way around? The big US
like
network show would want to hold on to their releases a bit.
True.
No, actually, I think it's like, does Netflix help fund Good Place?
It does. Well, on Netflix, it does say Netflix original.
Agreement.
If it,
yeah, that's true. Hey, that's probably something we should look into.
Yeah.
So yeah,
maybe season 4 we will finally get a 6-hour turnaround on Kim's. Maybe. But you know, as a quick aside, the day we're recording this, Jean, Paul, Andrew, Simu, Andrea, and Nicole from Kim's, they all hosted different segments of the Canadian Screen Awards, and I had a quick look at that, and it was just like, they all look brilliant.
They're just such amazing people.
Yes, they are. They are. And they obviously must know that I fly up and down because they like the tweets that I keep sending from time to time. So it's like, you're just enabling this now.
Well, I mean, they were semi-involved in the whole blow-up situation last year.
Yeah, that's true. But, you know.
They were liking and retweeting you.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. They do. One of the reasons why I love that show is because that cast is really promoting the health and well-being, and they're really nurturing the community. Because there's not many shows where the cast they actually like interact. Oh, that's another thing I love about this fucking with the day and age we're in now. Like the cast, they can interact with us online. Obviously, it's like on one hand it's like, oh yeah, celebrity, like, you know, but on the other hand it's also like they're like interacting with us on a human level. Because like, as weird as it sounds, like social media is a really good way to like level out that, like, you know, make it equal between two people.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because I mean, you're still anonymous. We know who you are, quote unquote, but it's still anonymous. You're still behind a screen talking to each other. So it really does like bring it down to like a really strange base human interaction where two people who are passionate about the show, one person who's involved and passionate about the show, and one person who's passionate in watching the show, get to interact and talk to each other about why this show is so great. That's one of the things I love about social media and why this cast is such an amazing cast, because they're engaging, because all of them seem really passionate about the show.
Yeah,
which is I fucking love it. I love it. So good, so good. And like they like, you know, their passion is like, it's weird. They're like passion.
You want to say passion again?
Other passion. Yes, I'm gonna keep saying it. When they're passion, like when it shows, you know, to us more passion. Or passionate fans, to us passionate fans, right? Then it obviously just increases the amount of, say it with me, passion. Chickens. Yes. No, it increases the amount of passion or the amount of love for the show, which is obviously an all-round greater thing, because that's how classics are born.
I mean,
you know, that's how classics are born.
Yeah. But I think also with that, it comes with the knowledge that they are representing community on mainstream media.
Oh, that's another thing I love about the show too.
And like the way that they acknowledge that they are, you know, representing many different people, regardless of what kind of Asian you are.
Yeah, exactly.
And still nurturing conversation about it. Yeah. It's amazing. So I don't know. One day I would really like to meet all of them. Maybe that might happen. Who knows?
Yeah.
All I'm saying is maybe season 4 cameo. We can wish. We can only wish. We can only wish.
Maybe vacation to Australia.
Australia? Yes. The Kim's family holiday to Australia.
Dude,
that'd be great.
Dude, that'd be great.
Ah, bless.
Be a guest spot for the Grandmates, please. That's not gonna happen.
Careful, careful. You know,
we can dream.
We can wish. Who knows? CBC.
We can wish upon a star. We can make a wish at 11:11.
Good lord! But also, yeah. Given that we briefly talked about The Good Place, I'm waiting for my call to join season 4's writing team very briefly.
For
Good Place.
Good Place.
Yeah.
Have they been retweeting you?
Not
have they been noticing you?
I believe so.
Oh, that's good.
Blake Bortles.
Spicy.
Blake Bortles, man. But yeah, there's also been a lot of other stuff that's dropped in the last 4 months.
So much stuff, yeah.
Too much stuff, and I think what we should do is probably do a little bit more spoilers for days, and yes, I have an announcement to make at the end of today's episode, but we'll leave it for that. But yeah, do you guys have something else that you wanted to touch on?
There is a few shows that I want to talk about, but
yes.
Nick, I feel like you should talk. Nick?
What? Why should I be talking?
No, I'm just saying I feel like you should talk about any shows you've been watching lately that you like. You want to talk about?
What have I been watching?
Santa Clarita Diet.
Well, yes, that I watched all of it within 48 hours.
Oh, I've
just started that today.
No, I need to watch season 3 soon. But yeah,
I mean, it's a funny show. I've only seen 3 episodes and it's really funny.
I will agree. It's funny, but it's also very, very cooked. Oh God.
Anyway.
But yeah,
when did I watch
Nick, as someone who only binged it within the span of 48 hours, how is it?
It's really good. Like, I think the first season is the most watchable.
Mm-hmm.
Well, not the most watchable, but the most bingeable, because everything tied into a tight packet. Like, I planned on watching maybe like 2 or 3 episodes on Friday night. Mm-hmm. And then I watched up to 8, I think it was. Just because the cliffhangers were like, nah, I need to know what happens next.
Mm-hmm.
I need to know. But then the later, like, the cliffhangers aren't so... Like, I need to know what happens.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So... But it's still very watchable.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And, I mean, it's a very... very nice cast who are funny and yeah, they all seem very natural in, like, all the characters feel natural in the world.
Mm-hmm.
Fair enough.
But also having an Aussie in a show who says they learnt their accent from watching Futurama and The Simpsons. However, just waiting for those small moments when the Aussiness peeks its little head.
Peeks out? Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I wouldn't think it would be so noticeable for Americans, but as an Australian, I'm like...
Oh, no, you can pick it out. It's very obvious.
I don't think it's very, but yeah.
Anyway,
that Australian actress, where was she? I've seen them in another Netflix original. Where is it?
She probably had. I mean,
they
have they? Liv has been in a fair bit,
but they've been in this Korean this K-drama.
Korean show? What?
It's an Americanized K-drama where they are the...
What?
They somehow end up in a K-drama themselves.
Sounds awesome. Dude, this sounds awesome.
Let me figure out what this K-drama is. Liv Hewson, Korean. What is it called? Okay, so it's called Drama World. It is on Netflix.
Okay. Yeah, I saw that and I was like, that sounds interesting. But... Well, I mean, like, I didn't read a synopsis. I was just like, that sounds like an interesting title, and it has one of my new favorite actors in it. So,
big uh-oh. They were in Inhumans.
Yeah, but to be fair, lots of people were in Inhumans.
That's true. That's fair.
And it's not the actor's fault.
It's not the actor's fault.
No.
It's the writer's fault.
They all got a nice payday.
That's such a bad. How is it?
To be fair,
how can you
Ben Affleck was in Justice League. Jason Momoa was in Justice League.
Yeah, that's true. What am I saying? How do you fuck up Inhumans?
How? The reason you fuck up Inhumans is because you delay it for like 5 years. because you don't own the rights to mutants, so you try to make Inhumans the mutants, and
even though they're not mutants, they're like technically aliens.
No, they're technically human. Again,
Oh, that's right. The whole Terrigen thing. It's so weird.
As the comic boy of the podcast, I could go into a whole thing here, but will not.
Mm-hmm.
They were first introduced in the MCU. Oh, to the MCU. Okay, don't worry. Forget it. I read that weirdly. Don't worry. Anyway. Sorry. Keep going.
But yeah, it's not people's faults that the Inhumans were messed up.
By Stanley. Anyway, so okay, there's a few things I don't talk about.
Mm-hmm.
A few things. I've been watching a lot, like a shit ton, like a butt ton of anime
Okay.
lately. I say that, I mean,
On brand for you.
it's mainly, it's just, I mean, it's mainly just I've been keeping up to date with the current season, which I haven't done in like 2 years, 3 years. It's been a while. No, more than that. Like it's been 4 or 5 years since I've like really tried to keep up with the anime season, the seasonal anime, because that's just, how do I put this? It's like, it's just the weeb thing to do, I guess. And I don't know, I guess I kind of wanted to step back from that last year, and the year before, and the year before that, and especially in the end of high school. Anyway, point being is, I watched a lot of anime, and the ones that really caught my attention this season, I haven't finished Mob Psycho yet. I think it finished, I think there's like the last episode came out this weekend. Anyway, point being is, Mob Psycho, Rising the Shield Hero, and The Time I Got Reincarnated as Slime, which is technically last season. Those 3 anime, so good. Such a good anime. Although, second half of The Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime is a lot of setup for next season, which I think has been greenlit. Anyway, no, but seriously, like, those 3 anime, fucking amazing. Another anime that I fell in love with is called, I think it's called, I don't know how to say her name. I think it's Kaguya-sama? Kaguya Love is War, or something like that. And it's about the original, I mean, it's based off a seinen manga called Kaguya Wants to Be Confessed To, which is like, it's just, it asks like the age-old question of, what would happen if 2 tsunderes fell in love with each other?
Oh my god.
It's so great.
Oh my
It's so-
god.
and
That
they're so,
sounds...
like, my favorite thing is that, like, they're so stubborn, and then like they just like they're trying to one up each other because they're both like really proud people.
Mm-hmm.
So Kaguya, who's the girl, she comes from like a really wealthy family. You know, she's pretty much been given everything, and like to be able to like to say I love you, or like to confess to this boy, is like essentially what's the word? It's like kind of, it hurts. I mean, it like, what's the word? It's like showing that she's less than him. Does that make sense?
Okay.
And then the boy is like, Miyuki Shirogane. Anyway, he's this self-made prodigy where he's like, he worked his ass off to get to the position he was in. So they're like in the student council of this like really prestigious school, and he's the school president, and she's like the vice president, and then like it's just this whole thing where they're like, at the start they're like too proud to like really say, to confess their feelings to each other, because he's this, you know, self-made prodigy, and to like, again, to bend the knee, as it would say, to confess, is like to, yeah, just to be less than, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And it's just, anyway, So yeah, that's a really good anime that just finished, and it's the last episode is like, well, the first half of the second episode is called I Can't Hear the Fireworks, and it's just like that whole part is just it makes you cry, like literally cry, like weep, because of how sad it kind of is, but it's also really like uplifting. And anyway, that's really good. And then the next show that I really want to talk about is The Dragon Prince.
Ah, yes.
I finished that show in a day.
It just
both seasons,
because you were talking about it, and I looked into it. It just looks like a fucking rip-off of Avatar.
Okay, I can get where you're coming at from that. Like, I can understand why, because I mean it is written by the same people, but it also has it's Aaron something and Justin something. Justin, I know. Sorry, I don't know their last names. I know Justin worked on Uncharted 3, which is like fucking amazing. Like Uncharted in general was an amazing series of games, but Uncharted 3 is undoubtedly amazing. Anyway, I can understand that viewpoint because of the whole elements stuff and the magic system is very similar. Well, actually, not really. Not really, hey. So the magic system seems similar because of the elements. So, like, the moon, the sky, earth, wind, fire, that kind of stuff. I get that. But when you really, like, when you watch the show and you, like, start getting into the lore, it's a lot different. Like, magic in that world is, like, magical creatures are born with the innate understanding of, like, a certain magical element, and they can use that magic.
Yeah, but is that not also what Appa does?
What do you mean?
He is a giant ox that knows how to fly.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. No, what I'm saying is magical creatures are like that, but all humans aren't like humans. Elves are like born with that innate understanding, but humans aren't. Like the humans are the only race where they not born with an innate understanding of any of the elements. But spoilers, like massive spoilers. What you find out is that they can learn. Yeah, I'm just gonna say right now, like massive spoilers. Like right now, just skip ahead, or just, I mean, we're gonna wrap up or something sooner or later after I stop rambling. But you know, massive fucking spoilers. For Dragon Prince, and just fucking go watch the show. Just go fucking watch the show right now. Just do it. Just fucking.
You've got better things to
right now.
Watch.
No, shut up. Look, no, fucking watch the Dragon Prince. It's amazing.
But you said
forget about the.
You said the frame rate's weird.
Yeah, okay, that's what turned me off.
I don't need shows that are going to turn me off. I'm already trying to watch Star Trek Next Gen, which, like, with every third episode, is trying to tell me to stop watching.
I understand why the frame rate at the first season's frame rate is bad, because they're trying to emulate traditional animation, but they just don't. It just doesn't succeed in that. Anyway, in the second season they don't do any of the frame skipping, and it's actually really nice. Anyway, what was I saying is that you end up finding out that humans can learn, like they can like create a connection with like the element and then start using the magic. So I came up with this. I was thinking about it last night. I was like, does that mean technically every single human has the potential to become the avatar? Because they can technically learn all the elements, and they'd just be super fucking powerful if they really put their mind to it. Anyway, point being, it's an amazing show. Go watch it. It's fucking good. It's just so good. Just so good. Also, go watch I don't feel at home in this world anymore. Good movie. I don't remember when I watched that movie. I think I talked about it last year. It's a good movie. Go watch it. Go watch it. It's got Elijah Wood. It's a good movie.
I see.
Go watch it. Let's go watch it.
Good lord.
Hot take. I don't think Elijah Wood has ever been in a good movie.
What?
I've never seen him in a role where I actually enjoy him.
What?
What?
I'm gonna break. What?
Yeah,
he's really good in that movie though.
Like, he seems like a good actor. He just doesn't seem to ever be in anything good.
He's in Dirk Gently's Holistic Detective
Yeah, which I
Agency,
didn't
find
think was
really
good.
Really? I love that show.
It's,
the first season, anyway. I haven't seen the second season.
I feel
The
like
first season's really
you can
good.
do better things. Like, that's the thing, in a world of too much content,
True.
like,
True.
I hit stuff and then get rid of it so fast.
He's in the Green Room, isn't he? He's in the Green Room. That's a good movie, if I've heard. The Green Room? Is he in the Green Room? No, he's in the Green Room. He's in something that's really good. Hold on. Fucking find it. He's in Lord of the Rings, which I love.
See, Lord of the Rings is bad.
Fuck off! No, Lord of the Rings is the fucking greatest fucking shit ever. What are you talking about?
It's fucking 3 movies of people walking and an occasional battle.
Apparently he's in Back to the Future 2.
Huh?
He is.
He's in Sin City.
He plays one of the
City's not a bad
kids who's
movie.
like, you play video games with your hands? They're in like the diner and there's
That's
the
so great.
invisible Pepsi or whatever.
I don't know what you're talking about, man. Lord of the Rings is amazing. I love Lord of the Rings. It's like one of my favorite like movie
Yeah, but,
series.
so you have to say it.
Why do I have to say it?
It's New Zealand.
No, it's not because I grew up here, dude. I grew up here. Okay, I grew up here.
Yeah, but
It's just a good.
whatever.
I don't know, man. I'm a massive fantasy fan, so it's not really like. Anyway,
See, that's the other thing. Like,
He's
I don't
in-
like fantasy.
he's in Green Street, which is pretty good. I think. I haven't actually seen it. He's in a lot of good indie movies, from what I've seen. He's just a dude. Okay, no, it's not a good movie. Forget I said that. No, but he's in a lot of good indie movies, and he's great. He's in Happy Feet.
Okay,
Okay.
true.
He's in Happy Feet. He's in Over the Garden Wall.
Now I'm just
He's
thinking
in
of
Over
Over the
the
Hedge,
Wall.
which also isn't a good movie.
Haven't you seen Over the Garden Wall?
No?
Oh my god, what? Go watch it.
I don't even know what the
Literally,
fuck it is.
It's like an animated miniseries, and it's like amazing. It is actually amazing. It's aimed towards kids, but it's like a, how do I put it? It's like horror-esque fantasy show. It's weird it's hard to like put into words, but it's amazing. It's got like a really dark, not dark. It's got a very macabre tone for most of the show, and then like it kind of creeps into horror, and it's just so good. It's so good. And Elijah Wood plays. Who does he play in this fucking? He plays Wirt, which is the main, like one of the main characters, and it's amazing. Go watch everything. Like if you say Over the Garden Wall is bad, I'm going to start like legitimately questioning your taste, because it's a good show. Ask anybody who's watched it, you'll understand. I mean, it's got like an 88% on Rotten Tomatoes, man. Like, come on.
Yeah, but is it... That just means that 80% of people gave it a good review over a bad review.
Just go watch it. Legitimately though, go watch it. It's actually really good. Like, honest to God, it's actually really good. Also, I Don't Feel at Home in This World Anymore is actually also really good. He plays... Dude. I don't know how to put this, but I actually honestly love Elijah Wood. So... And I also honestly love... I'm so cut. How can you not like Lord of the Rings?
It
hurts me.
They're too long.
It's such a classic movie.
And it's fucking
Mate, no.
fantasy.
No,
and
they're
I
not
can't
too
do...
long.
Like,
They're not long enough. They're not long enough. Okay, this is why you watch the extended edition.
Jesus Christ.
That's going too far.
Yeah, no, the extended...
it should not take an entire day to watch 3 movies.
No, what are you talking about? It should.
I mean, Avengers...
It's going to take 3 hours to watch Endgame.
Yeah, Endgame is going to be 3 hours, 2 minutes. What the hell?
Exactly.
Yeah, and,
It's gonna take me
and
like
I,
a week
and I
to
do say
finish.
that's too long. They need to put an intermission in there.
What is the
will.
sound of music?
Hey,
Oh,
fucking,
dude, what?
what's that movie
Why don't we
that,
bring back
that
an intermission?
Tarantino did a
Intermissions
couple
should come
years
back.
ago that had an intermission?
Intermission should come back.
The fuck's it
Was it
called?
Django?
No, not Django. Django may have, but it's not the one I'm thinking of. The one with the cabin. And Jeff Bridges. No, was Jeff Bridges in that
Yeah.
movie?
He plays
Tarantino.
Spyro.
Yeah.
What film is that? What film would that be? In the last... Jesus. No, is that? That's not Bad Times. It's not El Royale, is it?
Bad Times is also not Tarantino.
It's not. It's someone else. I'm low-key excited for
Hateful
Once
Eight.
Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Hateful Eight had an intermission.
Man, why do I like a lot of the... Anyway. What was I saying? Fucking...
What were you saying?
He's in Sin City. Sin City's not a bad movie.
It's it's a very subjective movie.
Of course, but it's not a bad movie.
It's
He's in
not a
Eternal
watchable...
Sunshine of the Spotless Mind.
I don't think Sin City is a watchable movie.
Wow, really?
It's a difficult movie.
You like it.
It's a difficult movie to watch.
I would definitely say it's very much like visually. It's very conceptual.
Also, it's Frank Miller,
like, on
and
a visual level.
Frank Miller is
That's
a
also
poison
true.
to me.
Fair enough. Man, I'm so cut that you just Elijah Wood, man.
I like Elijah Wood. I just don't like
fucking
most of
Elijah
the
Wood.
movies he's in.
Also, Lord of the Rings. Come on, man.
Oh dear.
You need to watch at least watch Over the Garden Wall, because I think your opinion will change he's not.
I'm
been
probably
anything-
not going
in
to watch it
anything
in
good.
all honesty. It's fantasy, and like I said, I'm not a huge fan of fantasy.
It's not fantasy. It's like
And
it's
horror,
like old school fairy tale.
You
like,
described it as fantasy and horror. The two
I don't know.
two genres I do not enjoy.
Words. It's hard to put into words, dude. It's just a good show. Josh, have you seen it?
What? Over the Garden Wall?
Yes.
I don't think I have.
What? What is this? It's such a good show. Okay, hold on. I'm going to ask the group chat now. I'm actually cut. I'm so cut. How have you not seen Over the Garden Wall? It is it's one of my favorite miniseries, like animated miniseries. It's just so good, man. Hold on. I think Anastasia would have seen it. I'm going to ask the group chat.
Okay,
I'm actually
while
gonna
you ask group chat,
Yes.
We'll slowly start wrapping up this episode. And so now so we've done 2 miniseries this summer. First one is Let's Get Deeper. Second one is Spoilers for Days. Did both of you listen to your own episode of Let's Get Deeper?
No.
Yes.
Oh,
I listened to everyone but my own, because I remember recording it and absolutely hating the resulting podcast.
Why?
I just didn't like it. It was fine. Like, there was nothing that made me feel uncomfortable, but I just... Yeah. Whatever.
Fair enough. Bin, seeing as you listened to your own one back.
I cringed the whole time. I don't know how to put it. Like, I'm just an ever-changing person. I change a lot. I change a lot. I change my mind a lot. The group chat knows that I tend to swing a lot when it comes to just emotions. I don't know how to put it's good for, because the reason why I swing emotionally in opinions a lot is because I personally consider myself very introspective. So I always think about what I say, and then when I hear myself saying those things again, I just think about it more. And I kind of sometimes, and then obviously I pick out the flaws in what I've said, and then think, okay, well then that's dumb. Why have you said that, Ben? You're such an idiot. And I'll change my opinion.
I see.
I mean, I've been watching a lot of Natalie Wynn or ContraPoints. She's been like my whole freaking worldview. I'm looking. Okay, maybe that's an exaggeration. That's definitely an exaggeration. She's definitely like picking apart a lot of what I've said in the past. She's making me realize that what I've said in the past is very, very, or it's very problematic, and it's also very like, I don't know how to put it. It's like there are other ways to be edgy and funny without being an asshole. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
She just released a video, I think 2 weeks ago, 2 or 3 weeks ago, where she really explains like how to make an edgy, dark joke where it's not. Does that make sense? Because her example is like she puts up the joke that Ricky Gervais makes in his Humanity special, and then puts it up against a different. I think it was Gigi. She made a video about her like sperm bank experience, and like she contrasts the two jokes and how like why Ricky Gervais, his joke in his Humanity special, the 13-minute bit of him being a chimp, is problematic, and why Gigi's one is like it's humorous but also really dark.
Mm-hmm.
And so there's this whole it's mainly focusing on like trans jokes because Natalie is a trans woman, but like it's like I don't know how to put it. She just really just deconstructs a lot of things that I have personally seen in that point of view, deconstructs it, and then makes me see it in a way where, of course that's fucking dumb. Of course that's problematic and stupid, and I shouldn't be saying those things. Anyway, yeah, that's what's been happening. And then listening back to what I've said is just, I don't know, pushes me back into this hole of like introspection where I'm just looking at myself and being like, become a better person, press buttons to become a better person. But yeah.
Interesting.
I haven't actually listened to anybody else's episodes. Because I don't know why. Actually, I'm curious. I should probably do that. Hey, I'm gonna do that.
You should probably.
Next time I'm on, I will have listened to all of the podcasts. That's my promise to you. Which probably means I won't be on next week.
So you force yourself to not be on next week. Fair enough.
Just listening to the podcasts. Anyway,
we should probably wrap up, but I think we should introduce something as part of the outros. We should probably have a recommend, where we all recommend one thing to watch. One thing, Bin. One thing. Every time you're on, one thing.
One thing?
Yes.
Does it have to be something?
It can
to
be
watch?
anything. It doesn't have to be a movie, a TV show. It can literally be anything. If you want to play, recommend a game, you can do that too.
That'd be dope.
But yeah, as I said before, we released 2 miniseries over summer, and what I've done is I have spun them off into their own separate feeds. So now you can find them on iTunes and Spotify and wherever else you're getting our podcast. You can go find Let's Get Deeper and Spoilers for Days on separate feeds. And over the course of season 3 this season, if we do have any Let's Get Deeper or Spoilers for Days branded episodes that we will premiere, I will add them to those feeds as well. So for example, when season 4 of The Good Place comes out and we do spoiler casts about exclusively season 4, you will find the Spoilers for Days episodes both on the dedicated Spoilers for Days feed as well as on here on the Great Mates podcast feed. It just makes things easier for people who don't want to listen to us ramble on for hours and hours on end just to get to Spoilers for Days episodes or Let's Get Deeper episodes. Who knows if we'll bring Let's Get Deeper back for another season. We'll see. We'll see. But yeah, I'm going to recommend this week something that you can watch on Netflix. It's called God's Own Country. I'm not going to spoil anything. I'm not going to mention anything else. Just go watch God's Own Country. It's good. You can find me on Twitter, Instagram, as Abangpinoy, ABANGPINOY. Nick?
I'm going to recommend a comic book because that's what I do. No, Detective Comics 1000 just came out. It's a good comic to pick up if you've never read comics or if you don't read comics regularly, because it's like half a dozen, maybe 8, maybe 12, just like couple page stories about Batman and various writers, various artists, so you get a taste of what there is, and it's a collectible issue, kind of. It's the 1000th issue of Detective Comics, so yeah, go read that. I just read it this afternoon, and yeah, it was good. It wasn't like super feely, which was interesting, because a lot of the Batman stuff lately has been really like just punching you and being like, let this comic make you have all the feels. But yeah, Batman's been weird like that for the last couple of years. But yeah, if people want to find me, I will do other things on Twitter and Instagram at Nick Landcroon.
Cool. Ben?
This is hard.
One thing.
One thing.
You can always talk about more things the next time you're on.
You've already talked about enough things today as well.
Yeah.
I've recommended a lot today. So I'll recommend something that I didn't recommend it before. Go listen to fuck. I'm gonna recommend Room on Fire by The Strokes, which is an album that they released, and it's the second album they ever released, and it's, in my opinion, a part of a double album from the early 2000s that they released. The first album being Is This It? And yeah, I think if you're into rock, if you're into like it's a weird mix between, it's very post-punk, it's like the transition out of grunge kind of style, which, you know, it's really good. And, you know, yeah, I've just been listening to The Strokes a lot, so I'm just going to recommend that.
Okay. Where can people find you?
Oh, yeah, that's right. You can find me on Twitter at Bins in the Air.
Sweet. For the other great mates, you're just going to have to listen to our previous episodes for them. But if you want to hit us up on the podcast socials, we can be found on Twitter and Instagram as Great Mates Podcast, GR8M8SPODCAST. Go subscribe to us wherever you find our podcast. That is iTunes, Spotify, Google Play Music, TuneIn, basically everywhere where you can find us. You can sub to us, share us to your friends, give us 5 stars and a review on iTunes, because we need more validation. I can't stress this enough. But yeah, feel free to now send us topics, questions, recommends that we might want to watch, you know, because we've got tons of free time. Dear Lord. And who knows, maybe we'll watch them and we will actually recommend them this season. As I said, you can go sub to the additional feeds that we have. Let's Get Deeper and Spoilers for Days. Just search them on your podcast app. Yeah, we'll be back next week with another episode. See you guys. Bye.
Bye.